Hey booktubers, it's Andy from Estella's Revenge, and I've been gone far longer than I ever intended to be. I had a really busy couple of weeks at work, and then 2 weeks ago I started getting sick. Thought it was just kind of a run-of-the-mill cold, but it turned into a sinus infection, and I lost my voice for 8 days. 8 solid days. It has just come back in the last week or so. And so now, as you can imagine, I'm off and running with wedding plans because we are getting married next month, March 15th, so it's really crunch time. But I wanted to come today, pop in. I have quite a few videos that I want to make in the coming weeks, but I thought today I would have a couple of book reviews for you because I have read 8 books so far this year. 7 in January. I will do a proper recap this weekend, but I wanted to start with, like I said, a couple of reviews. So the first one, and you really can't see that, I couldn't find a good cover image for it, but it's called The Dept of Speculation by Jenny Offill, and it is a very short novella, 200 pages or so, and it is told in a very interesting style. It is about a woman who is never named. She's simply called the wife, and she's kind of writing about her feelings pre-marriage, then as she gets into her marriage, through some kind of hallmark moments like when they have a child, as she's helping raise that child, they have a bed bug infestation. So just like some big kind of landmark moments in their life. And it's a lot about the uncertainty of relationships, the highs and lows, the roller coaster effect that goes along with married life and also having children and just life in general. And so the interesting part about the style is that it's broken into very, very short sections. The topics and the ideas covered in the writing can change from paragraph to paragraph. It's very, very quick. I hesitate to refer to it as stream of consciousness because I think that turns people off. So it is a little bit more cohesive than a true stream of consciousness like you might think of with Mrs. Dalloway, Virginia Woolf's novels and things like that. But it definitely takes kind of sitting back a little bit and taking those paragraphs as they come and letting it become a cohesive story. I thought it was brilliantly written. I thought the topics that she covered were fantastic. At the part of my life that I'm in right now, I could definitely relate to some of the mixed feelings about parenthood and things like that. And so just a very clever, well-written novella that I would absolutely recommend. And it is newly published. So you can get a copy now in hardcover. And the other book that I wanted to talk about is one I had mentioned on the channel before I disappeared, and that is The Diviners by Libba Bray. So 2 very different books. The Diviners is on the other end of the spectrum. It's about 500 pages long, and it is a YA paranormal novel. This is the first time that I'm reading Libba Bray, and I was really taken with this. I thought it had really good characterization. I thought it was really well written as far as kind of the mystery that plays out in this novel. And as much as dueling narrators bother me, this novel is put together a little bit differently. It's always told in an omniscient point of view or from an omniscient point of view, but it does kind of rotate between different characters and seeing through their perspectives. But I enjoyed it very, very much in this novel. So it is set in the 1920s. I read it for Jazz Age January, and the story revolves around a girl named Evie, and she's kind of Hellraiser. She's from the Midwest, and she gets kind of quote-unquote deported to New York City to live with her uncle. Her uncle is a very learned man in the ways of folklore and the occult and supernatural, and he runs a museum in New York City, and so she's living with him, and she kind of gets sucked into this world because there is a killer on the loose in New York City, and there are religious and occult overtones to those murders. And what Evie is not coming off of for everyone is that she has the power to hold an object from a person and to see its history in that person's experiences. So what we find out is that there are a whole bunch of people during this time period around Evie's age, which is late teens, you know, just getting into adulthood, that have these powers, and they are called diviners. And so this book is very much set up to be a series, and I'm super excited to read the rest of the series if they are all as well written and involving and fast-paced as this one was. So yeah, while I'm a little skittish about YA paranormal sometimes, this one was a winner. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would love to know your thoughts on either of these books if you've read them. So yeah, those are a couple of reviews. I'm back, hopefully won't be skipping a beat here for the next few weeks. Like I say, busy planning the wedding and stuff, but I usually film these videos at lunch at work, so hopefully everything will be fine and I'll be more present on my own channel. So I hope you've all had a great time since I talked to you last, and have a great day. Bye.